Well, hello. It is time for week 61, book 61, and we have Oliver Twist. This is Dickens' second novel after Pickwick Papers, and he started this um, during the writing of the Pickwick Papers. So let's see. Pickwick Papers was 1836 to 1837, and this was 1837 to 1839, 1837 to 1838. And then his next one, Nicholas Nickleby, started as he was finishing this one. So early on in his career here, Dickens was working on more than one of these at a time. And these were serialized, as we talked about in Pickwick Papers. In this case, a much shorter section was serialized, something like 2 chapters was serialized over the course of 8 months, 10 months, a year, something like that. I'm not exactly sure. So, Oliver Twist. Um, this is one of the first English novels to star a young boy. Uh, Obviously, children had been characters, but this is the first book where the child was the main character of the story. And what we have here is essentially Dickens' first real sort of, social commentary novel where he's really talking about poor houses and poor laws and about the treatment of the poor, particularly poor children, orphan children. Um, what happens to these kind of children? Well, in this world, in Dickens' world, they become basically pawns in a game of um, appearance of charity. People wanted the appearance of charity, but they didn't want the reality. They didn't want there was still this very strong suspicion that poverty was a social degradation. These people were in fact bad, um, and it wasn't just an economic thing, but a moral failing. And to illustrate that, uh, Oliver Twist begins life as an orphan. His mother dies in childbirth, and his mother is, although we don't find this out until much later, um, is believed at the time to be unmarried. We find out this is true later. So he is born out of wedlock, which is, again, that's a moral failing, right? Born out of wedlock. And he's immediately taken in by various charities. And these charities do things like, the very famous scene where "Please, sir, may I have some more?" comes straight out of the book, where what happens is the paupers, the poor, are given the bare minimum of a thin gruel that would barely keep anyone alive. And um, this is all they're given. And the idea is if you give people more, they won't work hard. And they want the poor to work hard. Remember, it's a moral failing to be poor. So the only way to raise these people out of their moral degradation is through hard work. And if you feed them too much, they will become indolent and not do the work they need to do. There's also this idea that you'll still hear in conservative circles of making the social network so devastating that only the it's basically between this and strict starvation. Otherwise, no one will go to it. And the reason for that is they want poor people to work and not depend on the dole. Again, this justifies cruelty. There are scenes of fat, uh, rich men who decide around a table, a chamber, a council, who decide exactly how thin and nasty the gruel is going to be while they are feasting. And this is a straightforward condemnation. And for the time, this novel is pretty stark. Um, Oliver, at first, is going to get out of here by being apprenticed to a chimney sweep. Now, this chimney sweep, in addition to having a creepy, pervy